I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. And please excuse my messy table. I'm sorting through inks and pastes and some just maintenance things that I need to do. And unfortunately I said, let me go live while I can, because otherwise I'm never going to get this done. And I've been itching to go live. A bunch of things to talk about today. And I guess I'm going to jump right in on this. I'm going to look for a little bit larger of a squeegee instead of a mini here. I could use a mini, but for what I'm going to do, I probably should go with something a little larger. And of course, I don't have anything with me here in my little tool bag. Oh well, go figure, right? Not surprised at all. Oh, someday I'll become organized, maybe. I don't know. But let me tell you a little bit about Club Couture and the project I'm going to do today. Club Couture is a subscription package, a monthly subscription package for the DIYer, the maker, the crafter, or somebody totally uncreative. If you think you don't have a creative bone in your body, I challenge you. I don't believe it. Our tools are so easy to use that if you can butter toast, you can chalk. And I'm going to just show you how easy it is. This happens to be September's Club Couture offering. It's an exclusive transfer. Yes, I've got paste all over my fingers yet. It's an exclusive design available for club members and designers only. It comes in a package straight to your door. Shipping's on us. You get the 8.5 by 11 inch transfer every month. It'll be a different design, of course, every month. You get 3 individual paste packets to create the design. You get instructions as to how to do it. Your very first month, you will get a mini squeegee. And then there are perks associated with club membership. There are generally perks most months. Every now and then there isn't a perk, but one of the perks is reduced rate shipping at $5.99 for your first order of the month. Now, you never have to order anything other than Club Couture when you're a member. That's fine. But if you decide, oh, I need some white paste, let me order it, that's fine. You could do that and you'll get the flat rate shipping. However, the way I look at flat rate shipping, especially at $5.99, when I can get that low of shipping, I'm going to add on some surfaces or something heavy that would normally cost me a lot to ship and take advantage of it. But that's just me. Anyway, I digress. So Club Couture is $21.99 a month. It comes straight to your door. Gives you about an hour or so of creative bliss every month. You can reuse the transfer. So after you create something for yourself, create it for a friend, create it as a gift, clean up your transfer, put it back in its little envelope and hang it up or however you want to store it, and let it sit there until the next time you need to use it. Our transfers are good for 8 to 12 times or more, so you can make this over and over and over again. And I think September's offering is absolutely amazing. Oh, let me tell you what colors it comes with this month. Shimmer Rose Gold, which is a beautiful rose gold in the shimmer, Camel, and Pesto. I'm choosing not to use these mainly for the surface that I'm on. I'm going to do this in black and white to kind of go with the surface, but I'm going to save these for another application of it because I think this transfer is just absolutely beautiful, and the detail of the flowers, this begs to be painted. Chalk it and then watercolor it with our chalk paste. It's just beautiful, but I'm not going to do it for this with this surface because I think it would be fighting for attention with the check. So let me take this out of here and tell you a little bit about what else is going on this month for Club Couture. It ends today. Right now, Club Couture members get 25% off select kits, and they're in our kit category or in our specials category, and the 25% off is only for club members. Cool deal. If that's not enough to make you join Club Couture today, let me tell you about what else is going on. Sign up for Club Couture today and receive 12 free 8.5 by 11 transfers. They will come with your first kit. They're mini transfers, but they're 8.5 by 11 inches. They're previously released transfers that have been retired. But what a deal. They're valued at $192 for free. And in addition to that, place an order of $50 or more, and you will get a code. It's called Holiday. The code is Holiday to put in with your order, and you will get 15% off your entire order. So let's think about this. You're getting $192 worth of transfers for free, 12 individual transfers for free. You will be getting, obviously, your kit for $21.99. You can take advantage of some of the kits that are 25% off only for club members. And then on top of that, if you place more than a $50 order, you get to take 15% off the whole order. So even though you're getting a kit for 25% now off, now you're getting an additional 15% off, plus you're getting 12 free transfers. It's enough to boggle my mind. All I know is if you'd like information, comment club, and I will send you the link to sign up for it. It does require a minimum commitment of 3 months. But we also have some other things that have changed with Club in the last couple months. Is every kit comes with an embellishment of sorts, and right now it's these chalkable shapes, and these are the chalkable shapes to go with this transfer. They fit the words. Words matter. Gives a little bit of dimension to the project. Also, you can prepay your club subscription if you want. I think, and I could be wrong on this, I think if you prepay for 6 months, you get $10 off. I could be wrong. It might be 4 months. I'm not quite sure on that. But if you prepay for a year, you get 2 months for free. So there's a lot going on with it. Truly, it's enough to make your head spin. If you have any questions, just ask. I'll be happy to shed light on anything that I can shed light on. So before I get started with this, I'm going to fuzz my transfer. Get my surface out of the way. And I'm going to do this project in white just so that it doesn't compete with the check on the surface. But remember, I could do this over and over and over again. So at some point, I am going to use the rose gold for the flowers and the pesto for the leaves and the words probably in camo, but not on my black and white surface. And generally, I could just roll the transfer off of its little backer sheet. Ah, there we go. Think of our transfers as stencils on steroids. They're adhesive backed. They're vinyl and silk screen, which gives you beautiful definition. Absolutely no weeding because everything's just already done. Just apply the transfer and go apply the chalk. Our transfers can be used also on fabric. If you're going to use them on fabric or anything that is washable, I suggest to use our ink instead of our paste. Our paste, though, does go on liquid but dries hard. You could run your hands over it. It's not going to flake or powder off on you, but you can remove it from many surfaces using water, chalkboard, dry erase board, glass, metal, and mirror. You can erase the image and then reuse the surface. So that's an extra added benefit of using chalk. And I just pulled up some globs of lint or something on the back of this. I'm not quite sure where that came from. It actually looks like some foliage or some moss that I had out. Okay, so I'm going to just apply this. I should probably make sure that I'm going to center it first here. Lining up the top and then pulling it towards me a little bit. It's funny, I think the top and the bottom here with the check pattern don't line up, but I'll see. Okay, So I'm just pressing it down again, making sure there aren't any air bubbles. So I've got a great big air bubble right on top here. Let me lift that up and reapply it. You definitely don't want air bubbles under your silk screen because the paste will go through your silk screen and give you a nice, clear, crisp image. If there's an air bubble there, it's not going to go through smoothly and it might bleed or flop up or whatever. And I just smeared paste on it. That's great. I'm doing wonderful today. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line. Let me know where you're viewing from. I might have already said that. I don't know. I'm a little sleep deprived today. So if I repeat myself, please excuse me. I went to bed late and actually got up at 4:30 this morning, which was not the intent of staying up, but I've been up since, so I am a bit sleep deprived. Anyway, so I'm just applying the paste over the transfer, going over the silk screen, gently pushing it through. You don't really have to apply any pressure. You're just going over and smoothing it, removing any excess, removing any lines, making sure you've got good coverage. Once basically I have everything covered, then I go over and take off any extra paste because you don't really have to put it on thick. You just want to make sure it goes through the silk screen and covers everything. I'm going to turn this around so I like pulling the squeegee with the chalk paste towards me. It just works for me better. You do what works for you. Like I said, you could use the colors that came with the kit, or like I'm using just the bright white because I want this to be in black and white to kind of go with my surface. But I might be putting this on canvas and doing a little watercolor with that rose gold and the, did I say pesto before? I'm thinking, yeah, pesto. Oops, beautiful colors. And if you've never watercolor with our paste, it's really easy. You just basically thin it down a little bit and paint with it. So now I'm going back over, making sure I have everything covered, removing any excess paste. Make sure I've got my tops and my bottoms of my design here. I think I've got everything. Putting my excess paste back into my jar. I need to clean my fingers a minute. Grab paper towel. Being that I stuck my finger right in the jar. Nobody ever said I wasn't messy. Okay, and I just need to grab the edge of this transfer somewhere. My detail tool is great for grabbing an edge and lifting it up. Okay, and I'm going to lift this up and let's take a look at it. Oh my goodness, look at that detail. Isn't it beautiful? Wow. So, so pretty. And such wise words. Okay, I'm going to put this aside and let it dry. If I was in a hurry, I could hit it with my drying tool and dry it, but I'm going to just set this aside for now because I want to come back in here and clean up my transfer real quick. And then I'm going to do something with my embellishments, my little chalkable shapes. I'm not quite sure if I want to use my chalkable shapes on this project or not. I might want to save them for something else, but I'm going to chalk on them because they are erasable. It's chalkboard, and I'm still working on finding a spritzer sprayer that I like. Basically, I would suggest for cleaning your transfers, the best thing is take them over to the sink and hit them with a spray. Being that I'm filming, I'm going to clean them on my surface. And I'm going to use a board eraser. Board eraser is great for cleaning in the sink too. It makes real short work of it. You don't have to. You could use your fingers to just kind of smooth the paste off of it, I'm cutting one of my board erasers into pieces. I find it's the easiest way for me to use it, and just going over it and removing the paste from the top. Doesn't take too long to do. You could do this in the sink, obviously, and the water would be washing away the excess paste. But being that I'm not at a sink, I'm going to use some disinfecting wipes and clean it up the rest of the way. The main thing is you want to make sure you get the paste out of the silk screen, because you want that silk screen nice and clean, so when you use the transfer again, you get the same beautiful crisp image. So really easy to do. Like I said, if you can butter toast, you can chalk. It truly, truly is that easy. Okay, so I've got most of the paste off the top. I'm going to flip this over and clean up the adhesive side. And clean up my surface a little bit here. Like I said, much easier to clean in the sink, but work with what you have, right? Okay, so I'm going to first go off over this and remove the paste that's still on it, and then I'm going to go back over it and remove the lint that I deliberately put on with my fuzzing cloth. That will restore the adhesiveness to the transfer for the next time that I use it. So make sure I get all the paste off. Oops. Take your time, don't be in such a hurry. I still have so much paste on my fingers, I've created a mess. Our chalk paste is water soluble, by the way. Okay, so once I have all the paste off of it, and I generally use a circular motion, and if I take my time, I'm not lifting up the transfer by the edges, just when I get in a hurry. So once I get all the paste off, then I go back over it in one direction with my disinfecting wipe to remove the lint that I deliberately applied. See if I could pick some up here so I could show you. It'll be teal colored because my fuzzing cloth is teal. If you don't have a fuzzing cloth, you could use a towel or a sweatshirt or a pair of jeans, just anything that's going to put a little bit of lint on the back and diminish the stickiness, so it's not quite as sticky as it was initially. And you can't really see too many. I know I did originally, I saw a little bit of the fibers on here, but a little bit of teal. Anyway, so once your transfer is nice and clean, then you want to lay it on a flat surface, sticky side up, and let it dry. Now I'm a bit in a hurry to finish up this project, so I'm going to use my fuzzing cloth. I fuzzed it on the terry side. The other side is microfiber, and yes, this is pretty stained. It's got paste and ink and whatever else on it. I'm going to put it on here, adhesive side up, fold it over. Now this is on the microfiber side. Fold it over and squeeze out any moisture, and this dries it a little bit quicker than just letting it air dry. Almost dry. So I'm just going to set this aside for a moment and let it continue drying, and then I'm going to use it. Whoops. Okay. Now let's look at our chalkable shapes. These are the embellishments that came with this month's kit, and they say they're the right shape for the words matter. Let's take this over and show you how, because they look a little hard to read as they are right now, but I'm just going to put them over my transfer where it says words matter. Yeah, this is the M. So I'm going to chalk on these in shimmer shadow, which is a black, to kind of go with my black and white surface and what I've already chalked. So what I'm going to do is fuzz this a little bit, diminish the stickiness a little. The other side was still a little wet here. Let me know I'm rushing this a little bit. Whoa, nice and sticky again. And you diminish the stickiness so that it doesn't stick too strongly. On chalkboard, it's not much of an issue, but if I was using this on glass or mirror or metal, I would fuzz it many more times, maybe 8 times. Here I've only fuzzed it 3 times. So I want to center this. I want to center the words over my chalkable shape here. Kind of move my stuff around here so I could see what I'm doing. And try not to get too stuck to it, right? Our transfers, our new vendor, the transfers are somewhat translucent, so they make lining things up a little bit easier. And I'm going to line up the words matter at the same time here and chalk it all at one time. If I could do that, we'll see. They're a little close. I'm looking for my M here. Just play around with it a little bit until you get it lined up. It might be easier if I just did one at a time here, but I'm going to try and do them both together. Yeah, that might not work. I'm just a little bit too close here. This up a little bit. Let's see. I know they fit together so that they don't overlap when you apply them to the surface. So it's just that I've got this misaligned a bit. You know what? I'll do one at a time. Seems like sometimes things take a little bit longer when you have someone watching over your shoulder. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get a clean squeegee here. Which, you know, clean up as you go along, as my mom would say. I guess I've never learned that lesson well enough. What can I say? So let me clean the squeegee real quick. Oops, right on the floor. My little dog is sleeping in the corner. She's learned to kind of stay out of my way. It was a week or two ago when an out of control jar of paste fell on her bed. My poor baby. Trying to get the paste off my fingers too after sticking my finger right in the jar. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh goodness. Okay. So I'm going to get my shimmer shadow here. I'm going to go over this and make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. Kind of just feel around, kind of check with my fingers, check with the eyes. And then I'm going to apply the shimmer shadow. Now this is a little bit different, a little bit tricky of a shape to be applying it to. Just take your time. Your squeegee is going to go off the edge a little bit, and that's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. You're just going to waste a little paste. So just be patient with it. You can do it. It's no big deal. Seriously. There are some chalk projects that are a little bit more involved, and I would say watercoloring this image would be a little bit more involved. I would lay down the colors that I wanted initially, chalk them, let it dry, and then come back with my watered down paste and color them in with a paintbrush. That's all you really have to do with it if you want to watercolor them. You don't have to. You could just do multiple colors and leave the image not colored in. That's fine. It really depends on what you want, what kind of look you're going for, what your style is. And to think that you can do a project in under an hour is pretty dang cool. Between the surfaces being erasable and reusable, and the fact that a project could come to fruition in such a short period of time, I was like, sign me up. I'm a crafter at heart, and between paper crafting and crocheting from the time I was a very young child, I've tried lots of different things over the years, and I have to admit the most rewarding has been chalking. It's fun, it's quick, it's easy, there's lots of variety. Okay, you lift this up. Generally I have a detail tool. Let me grab my detail tool out of here. Detail tool is good for getting into very small places and chalking, but it also has a pointy end on one side. This is your tiny squeegee. Here's your little pointy end, and this is great for when I need to lift up a transfer of holding something down and keeping it still while I lift up, so it doesn't skate. Oops, I've kind of wrapped that, haven't I? Okay, let me get that off. I didn't want the bottom of the transfer getting stuck. Okay, let me set that aside to dry, and then I could line this up with the words matter. I need another hand to hold it in place. A little bit crooked over here, a little bit high. See if I can move that down just a smidge. Once you get it lined up in one area, you could press it down a little bit and then get the rest of it lined up. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure I don't have any air bubbles there. And let me do the other word. My paste is a little dry. I've had this a while. Sometimes your paste will dry out, and all you need to do to reconstitute it is add a little bit of distilled water to it and stir it up. You want to always use distilled because you don't want any minerals from your tap water interacting with the pigments in the paste and changing the color from what it's supposed to be. Anyway, I had mixed it up, stirred it up, and I thought I was fine, but it looks like I must have grabbed a area that was still a little bit thicker and a little dry. This isn't going on as smoothly as it did with my first shape. Yeah, this is really, you could tell it's really thick there. I must have grabbed some area I didn't stir. Okay. Ah, much better. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh, goodness. back in the jar. Cover that up so it's not drying it out. Good idea to cover your pastes when you're not using them so they don't dry out. There we go. I'm going to set this aside to dry for a moment. And I'm going to clean this off real quick. So, basically, club members have a bunch of benefits going on this month. If you want this transfer, you need to sign up for Club Couture by today because it's the end of the month. And tomorrow we'll have a new exclusive design for club members. When you sign up, you get whatever transfer is currently active for that month. So if you want this, it has to be today. And then we have some other things that are ending. We have 25% off select kits for club members. You could find them in the category under specials or under kits. If you want the website or whatever, the address, just comment club and I will send you the link. Also, place over a $50 order or more and you will get 15% off your entire order. That's over and above the 25% on any of the kits if you choose a kit. And of course, your first order gets flat rate shipping of $5.99, first order of the month. Every month, it's one of the perks of being a club member. So there's a lot going on. If you have any questions or you're not quite sure, the only thing I would suggest is before you place an order, sign up as a club member first. And that will give you your code and everything for your 15% off. The code is holiday, but it will only work once you've signed up as a club member. So a lot going on. Oh, and the 12 free transfers. Hello, how could I miss that? $192 value. 12 free transfers. They're minis. They're retired minis. And not everyone will get the same 12, and that's fine. It's like I said, they're retired, so they won't be released again, but what a deal. Okay, let me get this cleaned up, finish it up, and then we'll put this together and take a look at the finished product and decide if I want to put those chalkable shapes on my checkered chalkboard or if I want to erase the paste off of it, because remember it's on chalkable shapes, it's erasable. I could reuse those over and over and over again. Don't like the color, apply something else, and see if I should use them with this chalkboard or should I save them and use them on another project. Not quite sure. I was like, okay, I think I'm going black and white with this just to go with the checkered, but I don't know. Sitting on the fence, so I figured I'll try it out. And if I don't like the chalkable shapes on the project, then I'll wash them and use them for something else. Now I'm getting all the paste off the adhesive side. I already cleaned the front. Once I get all the paste out, then I go over it again to remove any of the lint. Now notice that you'll see that there's some discoloration here from the shimmer shadow paste because it's the black. It doesn't hurt my transfer at all. It just discolors the silkscreen a little bit. And it'll be just as usable as it was. As long as I clean the paste out, it'll be fine. So I'm going to set this aside. If you're ever not sure if you've got the paste out, put it up to the light. Make sure that it's clean. And just put this aside to dry. Let me clean this up a little bit. Put my cap on my detail tool. The clarity and the definition of these words is just beautiful. Now, the question is, okay, this is dry. Do I put the chalkable shapes on here and give it a little dimension and go with the concept of the black and white? Excuse me, tickle in my throat. Or do I go with something else? I'm actually going to apply these with, I could do hot glue, but I won't do that because I'd want to be able to reuse this chalkboard. I'll just put them on with glue dots So what do you think? Should I use them for here, or should I save them for something else? What would you do? Drop me a line. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I surely do appreciate it. You have a wonderful weekend. Oh my goodness, did anybody catch what I did? I chalked it upside down. Here's my hanger. Well, you know what? I'll just cut this off and put another hanger at the top. Maybe do a little black hanger. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. See you soon.